Hi, and welcome to this introductory video to ArcadeForge. ArcadeForge is an online tool for making your own games that requires no knowledge of coding. I'm going to show you a little bit about how ArcadeForge works by making a small game. I'm going to make a space shooter game. I'm simply going to call it Space. So here you can see the ArcadeForge editor. The first thing I'm going to do is add a few objects. I want to add a player object, I want to add some enemies, and I want to add something for the player to shoot. So first I'll add the player. I click the add button down here, and we get the selection of 3 different types of objects. I want to add a player object, because these are objects controlled by the player. We have 3 options here. We have top-down objects that move around like Link from the old two-dimensional Zelda games. We have mouse objects, which are objects that follow the mouse around, and we have platform objects that behave like Super Mario. For this game, I want a top-down object. So I want to call it player, and I want to set an image. So I want to upload an image from my computer because I have some images prepared here. I'm going to do that, upload it, and then save the object. Now you can see we have a player here in our menu. So we want to drag it into the scene to add it to the game. I think it's a little bit small, so we can make it a little bit larger. And there, now we have a player. Let's continue by adding the enemies. Now the enemies are not supposed to be controlled by the player, obviously, so they're game objects. Here we also have 3 options. Free objects are objects that move around freely in some manner. Route objects move according to a specified route, and text objects are simply used for displaying text. For this I want free object, and I'll call it enemy. And I want the enemies to come from above, so they move into the screen from above and down towards the player. So I'll set a speed of 200. I also want to set an image here. I have an image prepared for that also. So we save the enemies. And I want to finally add the laser, which is also supposed to be a free object. So this is what the player is supposed to shoot. So do the same thing here and save that. So now we have the player, we have our enemies, and we have lasers. I don't want to add the enemy and the lasers into the scene yet, because I'm going to do that in a different way from the player. So now I've shown you how to add objects.